Hey everybody, welcome back to the shop. For those who are new, we thank you for stopping by. Those that are returning, we thank you for coming back. Today we're making a thing-a-ma-jig, or is it a thing-a-ma-bob? If it's a thing-a-ma-bob, do we know if it's Bob or Betty? Because Bob's your uncle and Betty's your aunt. It's wall art. So I'm going to show you how to go from a piece of 1x12 paper doilies and some paint. It's a really cool looking piece of wall art that you can go like this, or you can add onto it and make it a clock or whatever. So stick around and I'll show you how to do it. Comment down below if there's anything else that you'd like to see. This probably will, not this one, but I probably will start putting this on the website just for fun. So I've went ahead and I cut this to where it's square. So I'm gonna hit this with a sander, probably the back side just a little bit because it's a little rough, but the back side really doesn't matter because it's going to be on the wall anyway. But I will try to smooth it out a little bit. So nobody likes to watch sanding, so I'm going to just pause this and hit this real quick, and then we will take it in and we're going to laser our logo on the back somewhere, and then we'll go on to the next steps. And as you can see, we've got a marked piece of wood. Usually we put the rooster, but I just kind of felt like a little sea turtle today. So now we're outside. So as you can hear, I'm shaking a can of paint. I'm going to put a couple of coats of gloss black spray paint on this board, and it shouldn't take too long for it to dry. Always turn your can upside down and clear the nozzle, that way it doesn't clog up and you can use it again. Alright, so I'm going to let this dry. Probably take 5 minutes out in this heat. And I'll come back and I'll probably put a second coat on there because we want a really good, heavy, thick coat before we go to the next step. So I've got about 4, 5 really light coats on here. Gonna let it cure for a few minutes out in the sun, and then we should be able to go on to our next step. This is a paper doily. You can get them at, I think I probably got this one at Walmart or at one of the craft shops. I think they put like cakes on them or whatever. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to place this. Let me turn the camera around here, show you what we're going to do. We are going to place this. We're going to try to center it as best we can. If you get off, it's not a big deal because it is art. But I'm going to try to place it. This paint is not dry by any means. It's dry to the touch, but it needs to cure. But that's kind of what I want, because I want that to hold this down while I do the next step, which is to use another color. This color. I take this and we're just going to go right over the top of the black, and again we'll probably do 2 or 3 really light coats. I always try to go both directions. And I'm going to let that set for just a few minutes, and we will come back and do another light coat. So the cool thing about this if it's not perfect, if you get bleed over or whatever, it still looks good, which I can tell I'm going to have some bleed over because this is peeled up. I'm going to try to stick that down a little bit with my finger. The paint's still a little wet, but I'm going to go ahead and hit it with another coat. This time I'm going to start this way. And then we'll go up and down. And okay, it's still a little tacky, but now it's time for the reveal. And I'll show you what this ends up looking like. And you want to kind of pull it before it gets completely dry, because if you don't, you're going to have a mess on your undercoat, which, like I said, I rushed this. I was just trying to get a video ready. But that's the finished result. Let's see if I can zoom out on this a little bit. Out, not in. Okay. So this is what it looks like. Like I said, even if you get a little contamination underneath it, it still looks really cool. So what I'll do is I'll let this dry, and I'll probably put some clear coat over it, or maybe just some paste wax. And if a person wanted to, they could drill a hole in the center of this and put a clock movement and have a really cool looking clock. We may even make some smaller ones to go on each side. We've got some stencils coming. I think she said she ordered them the other day, that are like mandalas or whatever, that we could put with this and make it look kind of cool. I think we're going to try and put these on our website. But I thought you guys would like to see that. I think it's a really cool project, and you could totally do this just the opposite and paint the back of it the green or blue, whatever this is, and then hit it with the black, and it would be just the opposite. This would all be green and this would all be black. Anyway, hope you guys are doing well. It's been brutally hot. That slows us down when we're doing projects out in the shop because it is so hot. It's close to 100 degrees again today. Stay cool, stay safe, like and subscribe. We appreciate you coming and watching, and we will see you in the next video.